Hey, what's going on, family? How y'all doing today? Yeah, I'm up in here, man, ready to talk a little bit about some stuff that's going on in our politics, man. You guys need to stay up on what's going on. I know it's been a minute I ain't been on here, but you know, I'm here today and I'm gonna come with some new stuff that I just found out. DOJ say RT convert uh, funneled 10 million. Actually, uh, RT convert Russian money was funneled to a right wing creator through a right wing creator through a pro Trump media outlet. So the Russians then funneled 10 million through a Trump outlet to a right wing creator. So DOJ, they have some indictments out for people that was doing this fake creating, putting things out that ain't true, trying to get people trying to mess with the election, is trying to interfere with the elections. But it's funny how they're always talking about people is cheating in the elections and there's been fraud going on through elections. Come to find out that the Russians is funneling money through one of Trump's things. You know, that just don't make no sense. And then I don't like using that word, things. They funneling through a pro Trump media, funneling money through a pro Trump media. So they got indictments out for some cats up there in Tennessee, which they really didn't give out the. Well, they gave out the names, but the names is so weird to even try to pronounce them. But if you look it up on NBC, MSNBC, or anything like that, like you can actually Google it and you'll see what I'm talking about them trying to interfere with the elections, you know. So that's one thing that's going on that I see that's going on out here, which is bizarre to the like everything else that happens and everything else that comes out the man's mouth is bizarre. I don't know if it's some type of mental breakdowns going on because everything is a ramble and rambling. And the thing about it is, some of the stuff that's being said is like, wow, like, what do you say to this? And then I seen him talking personally, myself, family. I seen him talking myself personally. He said that kids would go to school, come home 2 days later with a operation trying to make us think schools is deciding what happens to our kids. But he was saying that the kids would go to school and the schools would let them get an operation to become transgenders, and the kid wakes up 15 years later saying, what the hell happened to me? Now, I don't know how much sense that make to y'all. I know it sounds crazy. I know y'all probably think that I'm making it up, but you can look it up. Just type in Trump talking about the kids getting operations and turn it into trans, and the schools is doing it, and then send them back home to their parents. Now, if your kids don't come home from school, the first thing you're gonna do is go find your kid. I mean, this don't even make sense, man. I don't even know what that means. Family is crazy to me. It really doesn't make any sense at all. You send your kid to school, the teacher decide, oh, we're gonna make this kid into a trans, and the kid has an operation and come home 2 days later. I mean, this literally came out his mouth. This ain't something that I said or I think or I'm just making this up. It's on tape. You don't have to look and then say, well, they just saying he said that. You see it actually coming out his mouth. Just Google it. It'll say, you hear him saying it on tape. I really couldn't believe my ears. I really couldn't believe what I was hearing. But this is the person that is running for president. And if he wins, he will have control of the nuclear codes and the buttons and all this kind of stuff, man. Family, you can't make this up. So y'all just be careful and watch who you're voting for and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? Because, I don't know where the mindset is at, with Trump. I don't know where his mindset is at, because some of the stuff that come out of his mouth is unbelievable. And I think he really believes this type of stuff. So I need y'all to think about it when you go in that voting booth. So, and then he's trying to get rid of the education system and all this kind of stuff already. So, for him to say something like that is just like, I mean, where is this kind of stuff coming from? I wish someone could really make me understand where he's coming from. I've never heard nothing like this in my whole entire life. It's just really, really crazy to me. I don't know. But that was a big one right there. Man. And then another thing that, you see him on TV all the time, right? And he say, oh, he's way up in the polls. It's a landslide and it's going good and stuff like that. But, I guess he figured it is going good because all the different things that's in place to try to rig the election and cheat for the election. That's the only thing that I could possibly think, because the polls is not showing them ahead of anybody. As a matter of fact, Vice President Kamala Harris is doing pretty good in the polls. From all the news people, they all say that she's doing great. You know what I mean? But it's a tight race. It's going to be a tight race. But what I really don't understand is, why do you just get on TV and just lie after lie? The school gonna turn your kids into transsexuals. I'm way up in the polls. He ain't worried about nothing. Well, I could kind of understand why you wouldn't be if all these things is going on for as the election and trying to stop people from voting, and all these laws is being put in place in different states, Texas, Florida, many more, where the mayors and governors is passing legislation that don't really have to go through the House and the Senate, because the governor could use his pen as well. When you know how this thing works, But I mean, it's really, 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 it's madness, family. It's madness. I can't really believe this stuff. And then for him to say that he's up in the polls, I'm looking at the polls right now. He doesn't. And he's saying he's winning in the polls, so he could actually say it was voter fraud if he lose. So that's another thing. That's another thing that's just being set in place. So if he loses, then he can have something to say that oh, it was voter fraud. It's voter fraud. No matter what happens, if he loses, that's what he's going to say. Yeah, it is voter fraud on that side. When you got money funneled through a pro-Trump media, then yeah, it was fraud, but the fraud didn't work. And actually, Vice President Kamala Harris is out uh, extending the making her playground a little bit wider, going to a lot of different places, a lot of rural places, and in these different states, like Atlanta, well, not with Georgia. Let's say Georgia, because she's going to a lot of different rural places in Georgia and North Carolina, Pennsylvania, Nevada. She's stretching her map. But let me tell you about what the polls is looking like when I last looked at them last night. Last night, the polls in North Carolina is 49-49, tied, dead heat. They tied. Arizona, tied, dead heat, 48-48, tied. And Georgia, she's up. She's actually up 50-47 in Georgia. Vice President Harris. And Pennsylvania, Vice President Harris is up 51-48. Wisconsin, she's up 53-44. Nevada, she's up 50-46. Michigan, she's up 49-47. So I don't understand where he sees he's up in these polls. The other places that she's not up, they tied. It's a dead heat. And the other ones is in the margin of error. But she's still up. That's what the polls is showing. So I really don't know where he gets this from that he's up in the polls. I mean, he just get on TV and just lie. When I say he, man, I'm talking about Trump. I mean, how are you up in the polls? That's not what the polls is showing. But this is a way to bamboozle you, family, to make folks think that he's up in the polls. But even though she's up in the polls, it's still going to be a tough, tight race. And a lot of times, they be saying folks is up in the polls, and then everybody feel like they don't have to go vote because they up in the polls. No, it got to be a big turnout in the polls because, Vice President Harris cannot do it by herself, far as these all the bills and stuff that she want to do for the people to make it to where she could get some of these bills passed and signed into law and get things done to help the people. Because you got to these other Senate seats and these House seats, they got to win, because that's the only way that you're going to be able to get these laws through and get these laws passed. And that's what people don't realize. People just feel like the president can just stroke their pen and it's done. And even if they did that, say they did an executive order, say they did that, but guess what? When they get out, it's still not law because it was an executive order, and everything you can't do an executive order on. So what you have to do, you have to go in there and vote up and down the ballot to get the right people in the House and in the Senate. And because it's a lot of Senate seats, it's a lot of House seats, and you can be the president all you want, but everything got to go through the House and then through the Senate, in order to even make it to the president to be able to sign things into law. So you want to get like-minded people in them seats so they could be the majority, so they can pass laws, so they can make things happen for the people. I just, need y'all to understand that. So even when you go in there and vote, make sure you look at at your mayor, your governor, and even in your own state for the school board, for the sheriff, for the city council, for everything in your state, because a lot of things in your state is going to affect you as well. If you don't get the right people in them seats, and then you wonder how these people could do these different things to you, is because you went in there and you just voted and you didn't look up who you was voting for. Before you even get to the ballot box, do your research on the people that's on the ballot so you can know which ones to vote for. And vote for the people that's in your best interest, whatever your best interest may be. But do your due diligence to look up the people, look at their record, see what they did, see what they voted for, see what they voted against. And if it don't match what you're trying to get accomplished for you and your family, then keep looking till you find somebody that matches that. Do your own due diligence. That's what you really have to do these days. You have to do your own due diligence, because if you don't, you'll be stuck and things won't be going right for you. And then also another thing, just like the January 6th situation. Now, this came out Trump's mouth. This really came out his mouth. And he got a case for this. He got a case for this, and he's admitting in an interview that he did this, which we already knew. But when you admit something, then that means that stuff could be used against you in court. He said that he had the right to interfere with the election on January 6th. He said he had every right to. Now, he sit there and watch people get their arms broke, seen them get choked out, seen people get killed, seen people get beat up. I mean, he sit there for 3 hours looking out the window. Like he was John Gotti. Like, I got my people out here, doing their thing, and that is really, really crazy to me. You sit back and you just watch these people do this to these police officers and things like that. And also you hear them out there talking about Hank Pence, which was the vice president, because you mad because you trying to stop him from counting the votes. I mean, you really, really can't make this stuff up, family. I'm just trying to let y'all know, this stuff is like unbelievable. And for him to sit up and say that, he had the right to do that. Is that who you want in the White House representing you? And then the crazy part about it, family, the man can't even hold a whole sentence. You asked him about one thing because he don't have nothing on policy. Watch anything that he do on his rallies and all that type of stuff. Watch any of that stuff, family. He can't even hold the person to ask him a question, and he rambles around everything else, and they just clap. It's like a cult or something, like he's their God. I really don't understand, family. You gotta really, really look at all this stuff and take it in consideration. I mean, is he all there? Is everything all right? Are you mentally stable? This is somebody that's gonna be running our country if he wins. And then you got to go deal with a whole bunch of other different countries, people that's smart and sharp and they all there, So you got to really think about who you voting for. And a lot of them, a lot of these other countries have already said, man, all you got to do is stroke his ego. All you got to do is stroke his ego, and then he'll do anything you want him to do. All you got to do is make him feel like somebody. And that's true. I could see that. And then people think that these other countries, that these people are like they dumb or like they stupid or something. Them people are very intelligent, for real. And this man is not at all, because I don't know nobody that's gonna do a crime and go do an interview and mention the crime and say that you had the right to commit that crime when it's against the laws in your country. Now, family, I don't think none of us do that. I don't think none of us do that. That's like crazy. But enough on that. But I just had to get that off because it's like I just can't believe it. Man, so we're gonna go to the next thing. Yeah. Now he said another thing that he said, family. This right here is like bonkers. I mean, this came out Trump's mouth. I want y'all to realize that this is not me talking. I'm just regurgitating what he said. So, because I don't want y'all to think that this is me saying this, because I don't want you to think that something's wrong in my mind. But everything I say, go look up what I said, and just like look up Trump saying this, look up Trump saying that. And if you do that, you will see him speaking out his own mouth. So I want y'all to get that. I want y'all to get that, family. I really want y'all to get that. I want you to understand that. He actually said that. He said that now, and especially for the ladies, especially for the women. And we all know this. I'm a man, and I know this, and I know every man on here know this, because no one's stupid. He said that the Democrats, really not even the Democrats, you might as well say the ladies, but I'm gonna use his words though. The Democrats will say that you could get an abortion all the way up to 9 months. When has that ever been true? When has that ever been true? I've never known that to be true. I've never seen it happen. I've never heard of it happening. So I don't know nothing about this getting abortion after 9 months. How do you do that? How do you do that? That's bonkers to me. But this came out of his mouth. Look him up. It's on tape. Him saying this. Get abortion at 9 months. It's like, I can't, I really don't believe that. I really don't believe I'm hearing what I'm hearing. Then he also said you can actually kill the baby after the baby is born. He said this is what the Democrats want. All of these things that he's talking about is murder. And the last thing that I know about murder, that's against the law. So I don't know no doctor that would do this. I don't know no parent that would do this. Now you got some sick people in the world that do them type of things, but not at no hospital or nothing like that. But these are people that's mentally challenged and something's wrong with them. They need to be in Shady Acres somewhere. You know what I mean, family? But as far as like this is what goes on in this country, and then other countries be watching this stuff and they probably think like, oh, the Americans be doing that, oh, we be doing. No, we don't do that. And then only thing I'm saying, what you got to really realize is that you making it look like, I mean, it looks like to me, let me say that. It looks like to me that you a liar. I mean, just all these lies that the man is telling. I mean, just lie after lie after lie Trump tells. It's like, how can you trust somebody that everything that come out their mouth is either a ramble or a lie? But you mean to tell me that someone should go vote for that family? I mean, I don't get it. I just don't get it. That's really, really, really crazy to me. I don't get it. You know. But we're gonna go to another thing. Now we're gonna go through this. He was in a meeting with all the rich people today, all on Wall Street. He said, "Oh, I know everybody in here is most of you people in here is rich folks. But they mean rich. They mean billions. You know." So he go in there and he's speaking with them, and he says that tax cuts when he say tax cuts, he's not talking about tax cuts for you, family. He's talking tax cuts for the billionaires, all his rich friends, all his rich people. That's what he's talking about. So when he's talking about tax cuts, it ain't for you. So don't believe that. He said that he's going to give tax cuts for the corporations up to 15%. Tax cuts for the corporations up to 15%. But when he's telling you tax cuts, them are the tax cuts he's talking about. He's not talking about tax cuts for you. And how's he going to pay for them tax cuts? By taxing you. So you're not going to get a tax cut. You're going to be paying for their tax cuts. And far as I know, I don't think that you want to pay more taxes than the billionaires. I don't. I don't, family. I don't know. I don't know. Maybe you got it like that, but for me, I don't. I don't need I, the tax cuts he's talking about. No, but this came out his mouth earlier today when he was talking about the tax cuts. He was in a room full of Wall Street people, so he's going to keep his word. He did it last time and gave the tax cuts to the rich, not to you. Now, excuse me, I could be wrong. I might have some billionaires just gonna watch this or something. Maybe it's some billionaires in here that like, okay, yeah, the tax cuts for us is good, but not for me. Not for me, not for the people I know. Them tax cuts ain't good for us because we gonna be paying more taxes in order to make you make more money. So I want all y'all to know, family. Seriously, I want all y'all to know, man. Don't listen to this tax cut thing that this man talks about because it's not for you. And then all you got to do is pull up the tape. Pull up the tape for today. Let me see what today is. Today is Thursday, September the 5th, 2024. Thursday, September the 5th, 2024. Trump talking about tax cuts for the wealthy. on Wall Street. Pull it up. All this stuff, I really want you guys to pull it up so you can know for yourself what I'm speaking about. I really want you guys to know what I'm speaking about. Ladies and gents, I really need y'all to know. And then on top of that, that's the tax cuts. Then we're gonna go to another thing that's gonna hurt you. Any middle class people, stuff like that. I'm not talking about the millionaires and billionaires, but any of the regular people. And then everybody's gonna get hurt, but we gonna be the one that's hurt the most by this. He said he was gonna put tariffs on China up to 60%. 60%. You know, trying to just like, we're gonna do this to China. As much stuff as we get from China, you're gonna put tariffs on them for up to 60% for real. So, how you think that's gonna work out? Well, I could tell you the way it's gonna work out is you're gonna end up paying 26 to 2,700 more dollars a year for that, and more likely it's gonna be in taxes. That's what's gonna happen. If that happens, that's what's gonna happen to you, family. So these things that he's talking about, I don't see nothing as good for me or you. You know, so I don't know. If you just look this stuff up, you'll see it. And like I say again, it's not coming. It's not coming from me. It's not coming from me, family. This is coming from the big news pundits and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? This is not stuff that's coming from me. You can look it up. New York Times, Washington Post, whatever. If you look it up, it's gonna come up on any of them, on any of them platforms. The stuff is gonna come up. I'm just, I'm just a messenger trying to let you guys know what's going on before you go cast the ballot. And like I say again, I'm gonna reiterate this one more time. When you do go vote, vote up and down the ticket. Look at your mayor in your state. See what they're doing for you. Vote for what's in your best interest. Look at the school board in your state. Look what they're doing for you. Vote in your best interest. Look at the governor of your state. See what they're doing for you and your kids and your grandkids and your grandmother and your mother. Social Security, insulin, all these type of things. See what's being done for you. See how they voted when the Biden Harris administration tried to get the medication lower, which they did, which they're gonna try to lower it even more. And she said she's gonna try to lower it even more when she gets in there. But the only way for her to do that is we got to keep our seats in the House and the Senate. And if you got a governor, a mayor that's not good for your city, your state, for you, the police department, it ain't good for you, the education, if it ain't good for you, whoever's running these type of things, this making it, if they making it hard for you and your family, vote them out and vote someone else in. And when you're doing that, that means you're messing with like-minded people that's trying to do the same thing that this woman wants to do when she gets in there. But it's no way for her to do it all by herself. Because you can just go in there and just vote, okay, well, we'll vote her for president. No, that ain't gonna be good enough. You gotta vote them House and Senate seats if you want some change. And anything will be somebody that just rambles along and just say anything to get a joke and get a laugh, a little jokey joke. Is that what you want representing you? I don't think so. That's no good for nobody. That's no good for the country. That's not good for you. It's not good for your kids. It's not good for your grandkids. It's not good for nothing. Man, man, man. But I don't know, family. I just need y'all to understand really, how this thing really works in order to be able to be proactive for you and your family, you know? And then people just say stuff, right? People just say stuff that like you see it on social media and all that, and just like the stuff that was said about that I said earlier about the contract content creators through a pro-Trump media business. They got the 10 million for Russia to spread lies and spread stuff like that, man. They was getting like $100,000 a video, man. For 4 videos is 400,000, and they was getting $100,000 bonus. The DOJ has just indicted these people. This stuff is not false. It's not fake. And that comes from Russia money. But then you want to say that other people are doing election interference. They running around parading people around, the Latin people, the black folks. They parading folks around talking about, oh, you committed voter fraud, you can't vote. Make up your mind. You said you first of 1 minute the ex-felon can vote, the next minute the ex-felon can't vote. I mean, make up your mind. But these is all the laws that they playing with, that they tweaking around in these different states in this country. Playing with people's lives, their livelihood, they're taking people to jail, they doing all that, trying to make people scared to vote. They don't want you to vote. And if your vote really wasn't important, then it wouldn't be this voter suppression. It's very important. And the people that's able to do these type of things in these different states are your senators, your governors, your mayors. These are the people that's able to do these things in these different states, man. That's why it's important for you to vote up and down the ballot in order to make sure that everything maintained cordial. Because if not, pretty soon you're not even going to be able to vote if you let a dictator get into office. So you got to watch all that stuff. Senators, governors, mayors, all that. And then don't sit back and complain if you ain't gonna go put your ballot in. If you're not gonna go in there and put your ballot in and do your due diligence on who's who and what's what to make things better for you, your family, and the rest of anybody that got good sense. Because a lot of people just vote against their interests just because. And far as all the border stuff, man, the border is doing good ever since Biden decided that thing, that law in. So all that stuff been going well. They hollering about the stuff that's going on in Aurora, in Aurora, Colorado. Look, man, that stuff has been going on, but not been going on, but that's one incident that they keep looping, playing over and over again. In Aurora, Colorado has always been a big Latin community. So all this stuff is just lies and propaganda that they spreading around to y'all to bleed these things. But if you look the stuff up, man, and if you look at the tape, it's the same tape on loop, 24/7. Anything, matter of fact, the mayor or somebody up there, the mayor, one of them politicians up there, got in trouble for telling lies and getting ready to lose that seat. Browser, I think her name was. I mean, you can't make this stuff up. It used to be a time in politics to where you couldn't just get on nothing and just tell a bunch of lies. Everything had to be fact checked. Trump made it to where everybody want to tell lies, but guess what? He's the only one getting away with the lies. Some of these people are having to suffer the consequences, and that's good. Everybody should have to suffer the consequences for a whole bunch of lying. So, and people be trying to say misspoke and all this stuff. No, I'm a straight shooter. They liars. From Trump to the rest of them to all of them, man. All them people, man, are a bunch of liars, family. What we're gonna do is look at them and listen to what they say. They even look like liars. Uh, but yeah, then answer span. What is it? Uh, Harris will expand up to 50,000 for more than 100,000 more than 100,000 people on tax cuts with the earned income tax credit. This is what she's talking about doing. Expanding up to 50,000 for more than 100,000 people for will cut she would cut earned income tax credit. That's what she would do. That's what she would do. And if she gets in there, and if everybody vote for they House, they Senate, and governor and all this stuff in a state, get these people out here that don't care nothing about you, that just care about the rich, that just care about themselves, you know. So she said she had cut that and earned income credit for the first year of a child's life for parents. $6,000 tax credit for parents for the first year of your child's life if she gets in office. And of course, vote for your House, your Senate. For your governor, the governor, the mayor. You got to vote all up and down the ballot, like I keep saying. And then she also said she'd cut income tax for the first year. Okay, but I mean, to me, that's good. That's good. Then plus people just trying to open up business. She's talking about giving them, I think it was 25,000 for people just trying to be an entrepreneur and open up businesses and stuff like that. These are the stuff. These are the things that people need to really make things happen in their life to where you can make your own life stable, as far as like opening up your business. Yeah, it's a beautiful thing, and it's not easy. I'm not saying it's just easy to open up your own business and do everything like that. No, I'm not saying that. But shoot, getting up, going to work for somebody every day ain't easy either. To people where people treating you any kind of way, talking to you any kind of way, can fire you whenever they feel like it. and stuff like that. You know what I mean? So to me, it's a good thing. I can't make this stuff up. And then you talk about like I said, she up to 50,000 for more than 100,000 people. Income credit for the first time, first year blue tax credit, and then also the another good thing happened for her last night too. Uh, she got an endorsement from Liz Cheney. You know the Bush's vice president, the young Bush, his vice president Dick Cheney. Liz Cheney endorsed Kamala Harris, and she's a stumped down Republican. Anna Navarro, stumped down Republican. But Liz Cheney endorsed Kamala Harris and said that she's voting for her. And Anna Navarro is definitely voting for her. You know, so and then but Liz Cheney, she is you know, she's not no just a mediocre Republican. She's up there with some status. So she will bring her some more people by her even endorsing her. So that's a good thing. But yeah, man, I just want to get up on here, man, and just really tell y'all about all the crazy things that this man's doing, man. I can't wait for the debate on the 10th. We don't got that much more to go, about 5 more days. We'll be able to see that debate, man. And family, I believe she gonna mop the floor with him. I actually believe that. All the Buffalo bullying that he try to do with everybody, I don't think it's gonna work with her. I can't really wait to see that debate. I'm gonna key in on that, see what she talking about. Because when it comes to policies, ask yourself, what is Trump's policies besides giving tax cuts to the rich? So I want y'all to just realize that, and the man ain't gonna want to talk on no policies. He's not gonna talk on no policies. His talking points is, oh, she's the border czar. Talking about the border, but she wasn't in charge for the border like the way he tried to make it seem. She's trying to figure out the right laws to put in place for the border. She's not there securing, like, hey, don't come over here. What do you think she is? She thinks she's border control? Nah, she was looking for some laws, and when she came up with them, well, when they came up with them, and then she can't just do what she wants to do. She's the vice president. She got to go with whatever the president at the time tell her, because she's vice president. When have you ever seen the vice president do anything? What did Vice President Pence do? Vice president don't really be doing all that kind of stuff. Yeah, they say and do things behind the scenes to try to help the fact of the matter, but all she could do is go with his program. It's his program. She could tell her thoughts, but at the end of the day, the buck stopped with him when it comes to his cabinet. So all the stuff that he would try to put on her, like the border, hey, look, they, like I said before, I said in another video, they had a bipartisan bill that Republicans and Democrats came together and agreed on, and Trump like, nah, I want to run on that. So this is what that's all about. That's why you always mention the border, but you can mention anything. What is your policies? You had 4 years in there. What policy what stuff that you said you was going to do that you did? If you'd have put the wall up with the Mexicans paying for it, like you said, then we wouldn't even be having the border problem. You know what I mean? So don't talk about the border to people. And when you was in, you had what, 6.3 million jobs. Joe Biden's up to 14 million and something, and that was after he fixed the pandemic, and now the country is thriving with jobs. So I mean, just a bunch of lies, family. I just want y'all to just look out for it. I mean, all the slick talk and all the trying to think you got charisma and all this old kind of stuff, that don't mean nothing. What is your policies? He don't have none. And I will love for all of you to watch the debate on the 10th, because all he's going to do is deflect like he always do, never answer any questions he don't want to answer, and he's not going to have nothing to do with policies. All he's going to talk about is what somebody else didn't do. What did you do? Coronavirus came, you told everybody shoot bleach up in them. Oh, it'll be all right just to shoot you some bleach. I'm just saying, man. You didn't even handle that right. You knew the coronavirus was out before it even hit the country. If it was me, and I'm just a regular person, but if I was the president and I seen all them people dying over in these other countries, guess what? I'd have stopped everybody from coming in. And any American is going out and you want to leave out the country, you can't come back until this is over with. Or either go back home and do your thing, because I'm going to try to keep my countrymen and women safe. He said it wasn't a big deal. It's like the flu or something. So how you going to blame somebody else for everything that you did? I don't see nothing that you did. Then people will say, Trump did this, that, and the third. But Trump didn't do nothing that he said he was going to do. He rolled off of everything that Obama had put in place. When these laws get changed and passed, bro, they don't just go right in effect that day. It takes a while for this stuff to start flowing through. It takes more than 30, 40 days for this stuff to get to flowing through. And that's what he lived off of. And you had the deficit so strung out by giving the rich these big tax cuts. What was it, $3 trillion that you have us in debt? $3 trillion, the highest deficit, the highest tax, the debt in the history of the presidency. But you got the nerve to talk about everybody else. But that's all, family, man. I just trying to get some of this stuff out to y'all, man, and hope everybody having a great, wonderful day, and I hope you're taking it for what it is, and really, like I say, do your research, fact check anything I'm talking about. And like I say again, vote up and down the ballot, man. And do your due diligence, man. You got time, man. It's nothing but September, ladies and gents. And then for the males, for the men that's on here, man, family, look, y'all got daughters, y'all have mothers, y'all have grandmothers, y'all have sisters, y'all have nieces. Man, this thing, what they trying to do to these women with this, man, I'm down with the women, man. And the thing that he wants to do to women is ludicrous. I'm talking about a woman can have a miscarriage and they got to almost die before the doctor could see them to try to fix what's going on. There's a young lady named, this is just one, I can't remember all of them. It was a guy in Texas, a lady in Florida, but I know it's a lot more all through our country that went through this. They sent the woman home. Her husband took her to get her hair done. and she had a miscarriage, but the doctors were scared to do something. They couldn't do nothing. Over half of the lady's blood ran out of her body, man, and they ended up saving her, but they had to take out her whole uterus. It was a young lady by the name of Octavia, and she's going around campaigning, letting people know how important this thing is, man, with this abortion thing, man. It's not just about just abortion, it's about miscarriage. If a woman have a miscarriage, bro, and the doctors can't even do nothing about that, that baby's still laying up in that woman dead, man. And then when the stuff goes wrong with her, it's all bad. It's like life and death situation. And this is very serious, and it means a lot to me, family. That, man, get out and vote, man. Get out and vote, even if it ain't nothing but for just that, because that's crazy. You wouldn't want that to happen to your mother, sister, niece, relative, none of that stuff, man. Get out and vote, family. And then, hey, one more thing, man. Y'all hit the like button and subscribe, man. You know, I never really be saying that too much when I get on here. But yeah, hit the like button and subscribe, man. Let me know that y'all looking and y'all hearing what I'm saying. Because I'm trying to give out good information to the people, man, because it's a beautiful thing to have knowledge on what's going on in this world, because even if you think you're not in politics, you are. Because like the guy said, man, and I quote, you might not be into politics, but politics is into you. You better believe it. So, you know, I just want you guys to know. And then a lot of times I keep trying to get off here, but I keep thinking of other things. A lot of times you have to vote for different things and different reasons. And I mean, when you vote, it determines the way the money is allocated, whether it's going to be in your area or in Beverly Hills. All them type of things. You know, they take your tax dollars and they go put new streets in Beverly Hills, and you got potholes, but you paying more taxes. Make that make sense? So now, you know, just family, realize, you know, what's really going on. I mean, it's all the thing. And then not only that, just because someone wins the popular vote, right? Just because someone wins the popular vote, okay, yeah, okay, you won the popular vote, but guess what? Hillary Clinton won the popular vote too. But the vote today, electoral college, the and that goes for your governors, your senators, and your mayors, and all that. It depends on who got them seats in there. Who's going to be set in the seat in that White House. So you need to know that. That's why I keep saying, vote for your mayors, your governors, your senators. Vote for these people, man, so we can get them seats. So when it comes to the end, they go add up the popular votes, and then when they add up the electoral votes, them is the ones that's going to choose who's going to be in there. But we the one that chose, because did you vote up and down the ballot? And that's where we slip at a lot. That's where we slip at a lot. We so busy keyed in on who's the president. Yeah, that's very important too. But the president can't do it all without your help. They cannot do it all without your help. I'm talking about up and down the ballot. You have to do that, family, because they're going to be the ones that choose who is in that office at the end of the day. That's how come we got to get all the House seats, we got to get all the Senate seats, and I don't mean all of them. We got 53 to 47. That's good. That's good. I don't mind that. That's cool with me. Hey, what's up, Mo? But you know that's cool to me. You know, but as long as we have the majority in the House and the majority in the Senate, then now we really can control who the president is. Now we got the upper hand. So we got to do that. We got to do that. And like I say again, please don't forget about your city council. Don't forget about your police department. Don't forget about your education. Don't forget about the fire department, the police department. Don't forget about none of these things, man. Just look it up and take a little time. You can do all this stuff in one day and look up the stuff and write down who you want, see what they voted for. If they voted for the things that you believe in, then vote for them to try to get them in office. Don't just not do it and just guesstimate, just Democrat, 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 Democrat. No, look, because it might be more than one Democrat on there. It might be more than one Republican on there. Whatever floats your boat. But I'm just saying, but that's the main thing, just because your governor, your mayor, and stuff that is the ones that handle stuff in your state, in your city. So that's going to affect you big right there. So you want to get that right. The police department and all that. You want to get that right. But the thing about it, man, we need them seats. And I know I'm just going off back and forth, saying the same thing over and over again. But it's really that important to me. But like I say, family, like, subscribe, share, and just watch the content, because I'm going to give you all facts and truths all the time, family. I appreciate y'all. And hey, y'all have a wonderful evening, and get out and vote. Start looking up and down the ballot. Start doing your due diligence on who you're going to vote for. I appreciate y'all, family. Love everybody. Y'all have a great rest of your week. Okay. Bye-bye.